physical DHF, 50-50 Kel and the Elder. We're going to make a VR construct. We're going to trap the Elder in virtual and she'll be okay. What the fuck are you talking about? This one's not going to be that long. Trust. All right. Nighttime from the Angel Fire orbital bombardment. They're wearing suits, so maybe a bunch of radiation. I thought the bodies were getting vaporized. I didn't expect they'd still be the Asian one. Word.
No more paying me.
So that's even more confusing. What the fuck was Kemp saying? He got himself killed just like then she punches him. She doesn't know her dad is dead. I guess maybe he was saying her son? I don't know how he would know that because she's a bounty hunter and has traveled around. Like, she found Kovac off planet, so wouldn't be the weirdest thing for them to have traveled around together. Okay, I don't know what Kemp was saying. Just like your blank. Introducing some new tech. Portable nanoswarm. Oh, that's the nanoswarm is the thing that right when he first walked into the happy face pose, like I have to configure the nanoswarm.
Right now, you have been the victim of a heinous offense.
My functions are all intact. There's no.
I mean, he just flipped to override switch. Like, relax, dog. Mom, it's a multiplayer game. I can't pause it. So I'm gonna cut the part where I just paused and talked to myself for like 5 minutes, and I was trying to figure out if this relationship makes sense, and I think it does. Long story short, I think it does. If you keep in mind him being a lonely AI, a fragmented AI, finding her to help him and help Kovac and someone who believes in him, it makes sense. If you look at just, okay, he found her in the archaeolog's room and she didn't help, and then she came back to the hotel, and then they helped, and then she believes in him, and then he went to see Harlan's, and all of a sudden they're like in love with each other. It's a little weird. But if you like, okay, what would his character be doing? Then I think it makes sense. How does AI fuck? Put your 1 inside my 0. Hooah!
I've never seen anything like it.
I have. In time.
And so has Trep. You literally are holding your brother's stack, are you not? You would have taken it off Kemp. Let's not pretend like you wouldn't. I mean, I guess maybe not. If he died out there in the Angel Fire. Okay, 50-50, she ran out there in the Angel Fire and like looked through the stack of shit he had, the stack of stacks, and found the one with her insignia and then ran off. And then 50% they just ran the hell out of there because there was Angel Fire coming on. So I don't know. But Trep should be like, yeah, I've seen this too. Because I was... No, she ripped it off his necklace. Yeah, she has it. Hey, brother stack, anyone?
Say it a stack.
Anyone?
His DHF was decaying.
There's someone else.
There we go. Okay.
Anil.
All right. I'm not... Forget I said that.
His stack has it too.
Thought this was going to be some sort of...
Find out what happened to him. Maybe we can save them both.
I'm not that smart. Don't worry about it. They had that covered. They had that part covered. My bad. Who the fuck writes like that? Who the fuck writes like this? Holy shit! Who the fuck writes like this, dude? What? Your parents hated you. You grew up in a Harry Potter closet with no human contact. What is this? Hey. What is this? Okay. Wow, that was weird. Danica.
I got your message.
you sure that it's true?
So
Of human knowledge. I saw it.
let me look at her. Let me look at her creepy claw hands again. Okay. So just ignore what's going on here with this mutant hand. She's drawing, I think, the sign that Tanaseda gave her, which would imply the letter actually made its way to her father. Otherwise, she would just be looking at the note from Tanaseda and not drawing this thing again. Yeah, the little trident looking thing. I think this is the same thing. So if the note Tanaseda gave her didn't make its way to someone, she wouldn't be drawing this again. She would just still have the note. Like if Harlan was dead, she'd just still have all the gifts that were supposed to go to Harlan, like his note. So I guess he's still alive somewhere. That doesn't really make sense because she said she can't contact him. I don't know. Wouldn't it be more practical to just, hey, wait a minute. What was the symbol that he drew? Oh, yeah, Tanaseda wrote that. Let me grab the note I still have from Tanaseda with it already perfectly drawn. So it's something with the elders.
Falconer may be the first to master the orbitals, but she won't be the last.
How would he know it would be difficult without even looking at the sign? And if they can control the orbitals, aren't they still pointed at the planet? Like, are you going to negotiate with the Protectorate looking at your own planet? Wouldn't they just Skype through, hey, give us the alloy or we'll exterminatus everybody on the planet? I get how it's insanely powerful. I don't get how being able to control that and being able to basically Iron Man, whatever that thing was, whatever his satellite was in spoilers in Far From Home, like that defense system, just because you have that somehow gives you more negotiating power with the Protectorate. It's facing inward on your own planet. You can control all your own people and like kill dissenters and shit, but how does that help your negotiating leverage with off-world people? Okay. I don't want to say okay as like a dismissive thing, like they fucked it up. I just haven't figured out how that helps her negotiate against the Protectorate.
Be careful.
Unless they can fucking rotate them and shoot them out. You're visiting someone else's dream. Would that really impact you? You're not actually there. You're like an observer.
What do you mean he found her?
Then cryo.
You remember that room that we walked past that Kel didn't recognize? And there was that pod in the middle of the room that no one like thought to look at? Hey, that was important. Just envoy intuition.
It would explain her two personas.
You can't put two DHFs in one stack.
It would take everything to hold it.
What? From her saying they found Falconer, Anil found Kelchrist. This talk doesn't know about Ray torturing Kel. The other talk does.
All hell broke loose.
He found Kel in cryo. All hell broke loose.
Something hold it.
Something got in him and he couldn't hold it. Hey, dude. My brother found Kel. Something got in him and his mind is broken. Oh, that must mean there's two people in one body. What? How does that mean that? He has no idea about Ray keeping Kel on cryo for decades. How would he even know Kel woke up from cryo? Like that last part where he's dead above her and then she screams. He doesn't know that. She didn't tell him that. My brother found Kel. Something got into him. He lost his mind. Instead of thinking, okay, maybe that room was booby trapped. Maybe there's some sort of defense. Maybe there's some sort of virus that like inhabits the room. Like maybe Ray told me the truth. She had Kel's body, like she said, in Heaven in the Clouds, right? That wasn't a lie. That wasn't a bluff. But she had some sort of defense there. That's not too far. That's more believable than there's another person there. I'm just not following this jump. I must be missing something, or this is like, you know what? No, I don't think I'm missing anything. I think this is not explained very well. I'll roll with you, dog, but You Finally See Me was in reference to Kel when they were in the tunnel saying, I killed Tanaseda and I liked it. And her making the argument of, you fell in love with an older Kel and that might not be me. And you're getting all your hopes up that I'm going to go to Stronghold or this familiar place and like find myself, and you need to come to grips with reality. I'm a different person. That was what that line was in reference to. Now you see me. And then Poe's thing, the sleeve jacker, was when he first meets Kel, and then also in the bar when he meets Kel, but that didn't make sense because she does recognize him. You can't put two DHFs in a sleeve.
Someone, another consciousness, invaded from the outside.
Two minds in this.
Bruh, is this cool or is this not that cool? Until proven otherwise, I'm gonna err on the side of I don't know. I don't think this is that cool. An elder invaded her mind, and okay. I don't know. I don't know if this is cool or not. That's why I'm like thinking about it. She can interface with the orbitals, and call Angel Fire. She's underneath that tree in Stronghold, which they've touched like 2 or 3 times as a reference to elder technology or whatever. And the tree has memories because Kel got a vision of DeSoto. Kel proper got a vision of DeSoto. And then thinking about Tanaseda and Dugan and those other founders, when Tanaseda's like, we did some bad shit, we have no honor. At least I still have my honor. We should all be dead or something like that. The tree, whatever. This is my reaction to it, and this is the face that I'm making because this is like, whatever. You know what? Maybe they'll explain it in a cool way. Okay. Why would it not have shown up beforehand? You're telling me all those people that lived in Stronghold and this thing was like, you know what? I'm not that mad at the founders. I'm not going to do anything now. I'm going to do something about it a couple centuries from now. Then I'll actually be mad at the founders. But you were in the same exact spot training people for years, because Kelchrist was training envoys for years before Tok showed up to Stronghold, right? That was how he knew about her, and she had this rebellion. And the Elder Tree wasn't that mad at the founders to want to take over anybody and have them kill them. So it's an arbitrary like plot point for this. And then I kind of like the elders being this like weird, we don't actually know anything. And you'll get little drops of them in season 1. Like they had the technology for stacks, or they had some technology like that, which gave us stacks. And then they built all these super advanced satellites. Like, that's always really cool. I like super advanced alien technology that really shakes up the foundations of humanity. I think you can do a lot in your story with that type of plot point, but whatever. We'll see we'll see what the execution is. But it feels eerily similar to season 1, where the first half was really strong and the second half was not that strong. You can't put 2 DHFs in the stack. Well, if it's an elder, it's not an actual DHF. Kel spent her entire life pushing the boundaries of the human mind. Fair enough. She was a scientist, and then she became a freedom fighter, and fair enough. Sure. She explored the minds to such lengths that she can create stacks and a way to download everything about the human. It's not too unbelievable to think she would come up with techniques to control constructs and push the human mind and shit. It's not too far-fetched.
We'll tear her in half.
Okay, a lot is happening here. A lot is happening here.
Of the human mind. If anyone could survive, it would be her.
Fair. If you're correct, there's multiple people in her. Then it wasn't Miss Falconer, it was the invader.
Rained angel fire down
Fair.
with the invader.
If someone can
There must be a way to get him out. Also, not too like a logical assumption to make.
then there must be a way to get them out.
We could use
We could use VR, sure.
VR. Build.
I feel like I got to take this line by line because this is like... My brother found Kel. Something ruined his mind. Oh, 100%. That means there's 2 people in Kel's body. You remember when you told me there was a sleeve jacker, but she remembered who I was, so I was like, oh, okay, actually, I guess it's not a sleeve jacker. There is a sleeve jacker. Well, you can't have 2 DHFs in a body. We're not going to address that sentence because it's not another DHF. It's an elder. If they can get in, then they can get out. Oh, that must mean we can use VR and build a construct. Does this actually like logically flow? We'll use VR. We'll make a construct in VR of Miss Falconer's stack, good and bad. He's meaning her and the invader. Her stack is her stack. The red must be the invader or whatever it is. The corruption that the invader can push on other people. I guess we don't know what Miss Falconer's stack looks like. Maybe it's 50-50, blue and red, but whatever. How does making a VR construct help you rip out...
This Falconer stack, good and bad.
But the data's intertwined. That's exactly why we're doing this. What's the point of this sentence? Right. Good and the bad of Miss Falconer and her life, but also good and bad implying Falconer and the invader. That's the whole point of that. What's the point of this sentence? Just to explain it to the viewer, I guess?
Data's intertwined. We'll tear her in half.
She's already living with it. You're just Control-C, Control-V into a VR construct. How does this... You're like moving... You're Control-C'ing a folder from one hard drive and putting it on the other one. It doesn't impact... She's still in that sleeve with that DHF. They're already intertwined.
We could spin her down.
Somebody in the comments is gonna have figured this out, and please tell me At what point, I just don't get this. But
On first.
what the fuck is going on? We're going to copy her stack, put it into a VR construct. You can do that. That's been shown in episode 1. Kovac is alive. Kinnaman Kovac is alive while he's in a construct. You see this multiple times. You see this with the baby Kovac when Jaeger's talking to him. He's still alive. You see this with the Kinnamans. Both of those organic sleeves with their DHFs are still alive when they're in the VR questioning room. At the end, when the cops are like, hey, we got to do something with the double sleeve thing. Thank you for dealing with Ray and exposing all this stuff. You also see it when Kinnaman's organic body is in the Way Clinic being interrogated. You can take a DHF and move it to a VR. How does... They're already intertwined. It's already in her and it's already taking over her. How does... making it VR, how is that going to render her body irrelevant or like kill it? How would that destroy her? She's already living with that. It's the same thing. Her DHF is connected to her organic sleeve in like a more unique way than anybody else.
Her DHF is connected to her organic sleeve, so
Spin her down. Why would you need to spin her down? You've already shown that you don't need to do that with other people being sent into VR. And it doesn't impact their organic bodies. So even if this one had some kind of weird elder invader, why would... Then spin down the body remains dormant.
it will lie dormant.
Her DHF is tied to her organic sleeve like no one else? Because they freely spun down people before. Like that's... They've also done that. They've talked about doing that in the show and then also in some of the dialogue and stuff. Okay. This is I guess the problem I'm having with this is coming across as an info dump. Just believe us. This is where we have to go with the story. As opposed to a more natural, organic, oh yeah, Mr. Green did kill Miss Plum in the library with the candlestick. And if you remember from 6 episodes ago, each one we've like introduced a little hint that you can piece together. This one just seems like, trust me, this is what's got to happen. And we kind of got to wrap this up real quick. So like turn the dial up from 2 to 11 and just, it's got to be VR. We got to spin her down. We got to do this to like hit this plot point. I guess that's the issue I'm having with it. It's just, this doesn't like, this doesn't seem to logically flow. You have to do it to hit whatever plot point or set piece that they're trying to set up, but how they got here was a little weird.
But the invader.
It would remain in the construct. We could...
How the fuck would it? It's in her physical DHF. How the fuck can you, if you cut off Kinnaman's hand in VR in the Way Clinic, his physical body still has the hand. His physical DHF doesn't change based on what you do to it in virtual. You've already established these are the rules of virtual. It's not like if you die in the Matrix, you die in real life. They've established that's not the case. He died over and over. He had his legs burned off. His physical DHF didn't change. So what about her DHF and her body? All of a sudden now, if you put her in virtual, you can change the original file. Physical DHF, 50-50 Kel and the Elder. We're going to make a VR construct. We're going to trap the Elder in virtual and she'll be okay. What the fuck are you talking about?
Build a fire.
What you're proposing could kill her.
And if we do nothing?
I don't think this makes any sense at all based on the rules that they've established earlier. And not a single character has said something to the extent of Kel's DHF is unique because she did something. Kel's training with her mind is unique, but that doesn't impact her DHF. Her DHF and her body are basic versions of it because Ray grew it. It's not like this is Kel's original sleeve that she somehow tampered with her own stack to make it like attached to her body in a real way. Like if her body died, her DHF would die. Like, hey, I believe in real death, so I altered my own stack because I'm that smart. I like tweaked it so you can never spin me up after I die. This is a run-of-the-mill like Bancroft clone with a run-of-the-mill DHF. The Protectorate made this stack. It's not super unique or advanced in any way. And now it's because I feel like someone's going to say something to the extent of, well, because she has the Invader or the Elder. Look, it's an Elder. Because she has the Elder, the rules for her are different. Fine, but no character has said something to the extent of the Invader. If they even said something as simple as, right, when Trep says you can't have two DHFs in a body. It's impossible. You can't have two DHFs in a body. Instead of Kel spent her lifetime stretching the bounds of human mind. If anyone could do it, it could be her. If you say something to the extent of maybe the Invader plays by different rules, Kel, and then just say that same line to like at least give me some type of rope to be like, okay, well, if he's playing by different rules, sure. Like maybe everything is fucked. You Control C one folder from a hard drive, Control V it into another hard drive, and somehow you're going to make changes in the copy. Somehow you're going to make changes to the copy you've made, but you have to unplug the original. Then you get to make copies. Then you get to make changes to the copy that you've made. Then you get to build a secure file folder that can't be viewed by anybody else. Move that there into some like secure file folder no other user can touch. Then you're left with clean data. Then you overwrite the original data. You would have to, you got to delete this, then put this over it. Because this is untouched from this shit unless you overwrite it with this. So then okay. All right. Spin her down, spin her back up once the Invader's trapped in a construct. Whatever. I think I get it. I think I get it why. Because you guys watch the show and then watch the reaction to it. And I'm watching the show in real time. So when I'm on episode 1 or when I'm on episode 5 or whatever and Kovac has just shown up and I'm like, yo, this is fucking hype. You guys have already gone further than me. And you're at the point of like, it's not that hype. Okay, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Time for my execution already.
Circumstances have changed.
They can't do that. You cannot execute this Protectorate elite. This is oh my God. Danica would not be able to execute a spun up Jaeger, which is one of their best soldiers, and not have the Protectorate aggressively pursue her. There's no way you could actually do this in a real political climate where they've sent their alpha SeaTac commander with a squad of Wedge to do something. We need you to take care of this. Take care of it. Oh, he's been publicly executed in the circle by Danica. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm not going to question it. It's fine. The whole Protectorate is going to fucking have more reasons to come in here. You can't execute this guy. She's not going to, but you just leave him here until Needlecasting came back and then push him off the planet. Wait, what did she even say? I'm just butt frustrated now. I came into this episode neutral. I didn't come into this episode like this is going to be bad and I'm going to shit over it. I've watched every episode and I feel like I've judged it objectively based on that episode. And I've liked 5 of the 7 episodes I've watched. This one I have issues with.
Someone had to do something.
Both make sense.
Hemp was my creation, it's true.
Both make sense.
But his followers are real.
Right?
Now Falconer has returned, angel fire in hand with the last...
And everybody else that wasn't a part of Vutin's squad, which everybody died, but him and Danica saw when Kemp was like, yo, I work for Danica, let her know, right? All those people died except for Danica, Takeshi's squad, and Carrera. So as soon as all of the other rebels hear that Kemp died in front of all of the... Kemp and a bunch of his people died at Stronghold, and right above ground, there's a bunch of, whatever they're called. I'm just going to call them Harlem Troopers. Harlem Troopers. The rebellion would be reignited. He was going on a mission to find Kelchrist. Him and his entire team died, and there was Harlan Troopers there, and they died as well. Kemp, our leader, is now dead. We need to fight even harder to overthrow this government. Are they ever going to address the construct with Harlan or the rebellion? I don't know. Sure. With her resources, sure. Someone somewhere could have told her who this guy actually was. Sure. Okay.
After you unleashed the Rawlings virus on Stronghold,
Second person.
you were supposed to be a hero.
The second person to try and
Legend.
spin the story this way.
Instead, they made you nothing.
Tanaseda and her. Why does this impact him when Tanaseda's didn't? This is literally the same thing Tanaseda did, and he very abruptly brushed that off. I don't need, right? When he was talking to Tanaseda, same exact conversation happened. You don't need to know my name once you don't need to know my name once you know what I have done. I was the butcher of Blaviken. I murdered all these people at Stronghold. I did this, I did that. But now when she says it, he questions the entire Protectorate as well. Like, this would have worked better if he showed any sign of weakness when if he showed any sign of nostalgia when Tanaseda brought this up. I understand the power dynamic has shifted here, but if his character made any sort of wince or like longing look in remembrance, then this scene actually like makes sense. She's building upon something that was established earlier. She's building upon a pain point that he's been dealing with that Tanaseda brought out, whatever, on episode 2 or 3 or something. But he completely crushes Tanaseda when he tries this line of approach, and all of a sudden it just completely works here. It doesn't like build up of something that, it's not like it's painted when Tanaseda said it's not like something that has been brewing that he suppresses. It doesn't come across as that. It's like, I don't give a fuck if you even know my name once you know what I've done. I've killed all these people. I've done all this. Names are completely meaningless. I'm a good soldier, and this is what we do so we don't become key targets. I think something like that. Like, we don't say names so they don't become legend. Like, it's just whatever. And that doesn't bother him at all. And there's no, like, slight look of longing for some sort of growth beyond that to, like, have this build upon that.
He's in the medical bay as we speak. He's yours. If you say yes.
You can't. They have a copy of Takeshi. Truthfully, why would he give a fuck about the sleeve he's wearing or Takeshi wearing the sleeve when the Protectorate has a copy of it? The Protectorate doesn't believe in double sleeving, so those are the originals. No, because they made a copy of Takeshi while he was still in the field. So here's a copy of Takeshi, and we still have the backup, which is exactly what they've already set the precedent for when you have Takeshi as the soldier, and they made a copy of it, and that copy is in a VR suite. So from the VR suite, here's a new body of Takeshi, and we still have the copy in the VR. So, hey, we need another Jaeger. We're going to spin up this DHF clone, make a copy of it, and let him do his thing while we still have the backup of our most famous soldier. And also with the other dirty shit they did, maybe they don't actually double sleeve them, but you sure as shit believe they're going to have copies of that file. Like, at a certain point, the logical extension of this is, yeah, we don't really care about double sleeving. This is the best soldier by far, and our entire army is just this guy over and over. Like, we've just copied this one dude, and he's just an amalgam of all the best traits of our soldiers, and it's like brainwashed dude. So, like, truly, wouldn't Jaeger just be like, I don't give a fuck, kill me. I've got another body. I don't care about this copy of Takeshi Kovacs. The one in the sleeve, I'll just try again. I don't know. She's looking for any archaeologue, whatever. Okay, I think we can all agree Kel just didn't target this guy. He doesn't have rapid healing in the sense of fucking Wolverine, like trying to kill Phoenix.
Show me.
Cut to dig. That's nice. We haven't seen Poe do this in like 3 episodes. He did it once at the very start of the Governor plotline, like when he goes to the AI, or the renouncer construct. At the very beginning of the gate, he's like, no, the founder, great. But we haven't ever seen him do that again.
Whoever's in there has to pay for what they've
Sure. That links to your own thing.
Inside the construct?
There's going to be someone in there. I can distract them, draw their focus.
What? Who cares if they notice you're building a firewall? You spun Kel down. You're going to segment off the bad from the good and then spin her back up. Even if they do notice what's happening, what's the fucking problem? They're trapped in VR, according to what you were saying earlier. Where the fuck are they going to go? If they wanted to completely kill Kel, they would have already done it, because she's been trapped under that fucking elder tree for centuries. Unless that like weird hand thing that the archaeologue touched, which then the Asian archaeologue touched, which then he collapsed onto Anil, which then he died over the pod, woke her up. So then there's this weird hand that's just been sitting there that Ray somehow like didn't clean up or care about or whatever. And also, these fucking people walked past the pod. And if all of those archaeologues died, where the fuck are they when they walked past the pod? Also, how the fuck does Trep know about that secret passageway there? You would think that could be a cool tie-in, right? To the Anil thing, But it can't be because she just now found the Anil thing. Meaning, hey, the reason I knew about that secret entrance there was because Anil told me, or I had looked at Anil's stack earlier, which is what set me down this path to search for him. But when she was in Anil's stack, he never like mentioned, hey guys, get out, use this exit or something. Or hey, let's get into the room, let's use this exit, because they blew it up and it collapsed. Or it did, they walked in from whatever the tunnel was, which didn't lead to Stronghold. They came from the Scratcher colony. So Trep knows about a secret entrance or exit from a place she's never been to that Anil didn't figure out. And even if Anil did figure it out, she couldn't have learned it from him because this scene takes place after she did that. And where the fuck were those bodies? I get Kel would have pushed Anil off of the pod, but where was the arm? Where was the girl archaeolog? Where was the guy archaeolog? The Asian guy archaeolog? Where was Anil? Kel just moves them for some reason. Why would the Elder actually care about that? They are on a mission to kill the Founders. Let me do cleanup here. What? No. I'm going to kill Founders and kill everybody on the planet or whatever the fuck I want to do. I don't give a shit about 3 archaeologs and a severed hand. And then okay, whatever.
Make sure they don't know.
But if they don't fully separate, right, when they're like the good and the bad, well, they're fully intertwined. It could kill her, right? That's what they've said earlier. So now we have Kel Elder going into a VR construct with Takeshi. Now Kel Elder is going to invade Takeshi. So now you're going to have this Kel Elder Takeshi DHF stack? Or it just leaves Kel and goes into Takeshi, so Kel is saved and Takeshi has the Elder? Like, I don't get the rules to this. All right. Okay. Now we've got Takeshi, Jaeger, Takeshi, Kel / Elder in a construct.
You don't have to call me that. You don't work for me anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, bitch. Stop being an asshole. Sure, I get it. I mean, they can't actually have him glitch out with how the pacing of the story has ramped up, right? It kind of did this type of thing. Ramped up, and then it dropped when they're in the forest, and then it ramped up with Angel Fire, and now you can't actually have him glitch out because that just completely crushes the pace of the story. Fair enough. Would have been nice if they would address it, though, because this is going on like 2 episodes and Poe hasn't glitched once. If Dig maybe said something like, I've completed a preliminary program, which should maybe delay some of the glitches, then that kind of helps you buy into, okay, that's okay. The last time he glitched was at the start of the Renouncer construct, and then it's never been brought up since then. He doesn't even write his post-it notes or anything anymore. So, like, if Dig and them had one scene where she said, I just started on the program. I've got something that maybe will delay you glitching. It's not a permanent fix, but it's it's something that'll keep you here for a little bit longer. Then these work. Like, Kovacs doesn't even mention, I hope you remember that, when he says my life isn't worth much, but hers is. I'm trusting you with it. Please remember it. They don't even talk about it anymore. Like, really? Neutral construct just supposed to be like that grid, and now it's the Elder Tree? The fuck? Shoots him like Will Smith does at MIB? This little white girl with all these books? Something's not right here. Oh, dude, what the fuck is going on? It was supposed to be a neutral construct, but the Elder is stronger than Kel. Okay, but Dig was the one that made the construct, so should that even matter? I don't know. And then you have Tak come in and the elder inside of a construct has either another construct or has fucked this up. This isn't real, right? But it's what Talk wants. What the fuck is going on? You're spinning down the stack? What? You're spinning down Kel, so the only person in VR is the... Okay, hold on. Now be fair. Let me think about this, because maybe this actually makes sense. Oof, okay. Spin down Kel, which means in the construct, it's only going to be the elder. Oh, fuck. I got to eat something. Which means it's only going to be the elder. I don't know. All right. Look, it's been about 5 hours. I've done some other stuff. I ate some food. I worked out. I had a nap. And now I'm back with a fresh mind. When last we left off, the elder in the construct immediately recognizes Takeshi and creates a construct for Takeshi. So, and he came in after Kel, right? So it's not like they came in at the same time. The construct was created. Hey, we've made a neutral construct. Upload Takeshi into that construct. Okay. So Takeshi, Asian Takeshi and Jaeger, according to what they're showing here, the elder's completely aware of other people entering the construct and is able to change the construct to fit that person. Kel's not in the construct, but I've created Kel and I've created this kid to convince you to stay or whatever. That should also happen to the other two people. If the point of this is to try and get someone to submit to her so she can move into someone else's stack, according to what they're setting up here, the other two people should have the same exact thing. Why would you need his sleeve in order to go to this facility? Danica wants you dead, so as soon as you show up, they'll just kill you. And if the plan is to sneak into the facility, you already have the skills to do that, and you have no idea the capabilities of his sleeve, nor even if you were in his sleeve, would you innately understand all the new biomechanical... it's not limitations, but the new biomechanical options that you have due to his super advanced strength and agility. They're renting the kid sleeve. Your bounty hunter sleeve in no way compares to the Wedge's sleeve. So you wouldn't really know how to operate it innately. So why do you need his... Okay. Wouldn't the foot soldiers just take it for their own? Like how she just shot him in the back at the beginning of the series. Wouldn't any random foot soldier just shoot him in the back and claim the bounty? You're the most wanted criminal. Oh, okay, well, I guess we'll just let you talk to the governor. That seems fine. We're not going to arrest you immediately or stun you or tase you or put you back in the circle immediately. We'll let you, just because you're the most wanted man on Harlan's, we let you go where you want to go. But I love the idea of this. I just don't think the execution is that good. The idea of his DHF being rendered inert so that he can go into virtual, and then someone using his sleeve while he's not in it is really cool. But the way they're getting there is not that cool. And she can just take off the VR link to get into the VR. Didn't they show earlier that when you took these off, you got ripped out of the construct? That's how Trep saved him when he was in Tanaseda's thing. Don't they need these to stay in the construct? Otherwise, what's the point of this? What happens if he immediately needed to unplug from the construct and his body's not there? Does he just die? Is he trapped in there? How do they know how long she's going to take before she comes back? What if he needs to leave before she comes back? What if she gets captured and then Kovac is also... What? What did they do to you? It must have been really bad? Bro. It must have been horrific. It must have been terrifying. It must have been traumatizing. Use a better word than, yo, that must be bad. Come on. That's literally what she's doing now. She's controlling the construct. She made the little baby and burned it. You don't need to... Dude, I don't... Whatever. This is my reaction to it. I feel like I'm just being a little cunt right now, but this is my reaction to it. And she has no idea about these other two, just like she... So then Yeager 100% is the one that made the deal with Ray. So then, what the fuck? Why wouldn't he just say that an episode ago? Fuck me, man. You're in the construct with Kel. Takeshi comes in the construct later. Why do you need Takeshi's approval to get Kel? How do you know Takeshi's in here but not the other people? Do you also need to fight those two people in order to be attached to Kel? Is it a factor of, hey, I can only bond with one DHF at a time, and because the construct is housing more than one, I can't like focus on it? Because the construct isn't innately hostile towards her. It's just a place they're going to house her whilst they build up a firewall. Why does she even need this? Why does she even need to fight this guy to get to Kel? She's already intertwined with Kel. They already mentioned that before they spun this up. But look, is it really that easy? What happens if they didn't care so much about Kel? Follow me on this. What happens if they didn't really care about Kel, if Kel wasn't this uber rebel with all these skills? It just happened to be, right? It just happened to be a random dude in the pit, right? And this elder bonded to it. Then can they just make a virtual world and like trap the elder in virtual forever? Like, oh, okay, that's it. All right, we're done. We're done here. We got it. Easy. See, but this is so cool, man. They're in virtual. Virtual is changing. What's going on with Takeshi and Yeager? Are they also like flip-flopping through these different places? If the construct is just this bedroom for them, is the area in which they're in the construct just faded out of existence because it's not needed for this one hotel room? I don't know. This is so cool. It just could have been so cool. The idea behind this is two people who can control the construct fighting physically and mentally, right? In the Way Clinic, he gained control of the construct. Earlier in his Envoy training, he would gain control of the construct. Kel was so powerful, she could get into Takeshi and Yeager's construct and rip him out. And those two, like, people who can fight physically and mentally. This could be really fucking awesome. It's virtual. I've already been tortured in virtual thousands of times and I came back, so I don't... Sure, that just buys me more time for them to get the firewall set up, right? I don't have to fight you. Wouldn't Harlan grab all the archaeologues that they have stored in that place as well? If they're needing archaeologues, you have a whole supply of archaeologues. You can finally give them a mission. Even if you need to be so... If you need to be so desperate that at checkpoints you grab anyone who knows anything about archaeologues or the Elder, what about all those AI in that room just waiting to be used with all those years of knowledge? Wouldn't they be more efficient than her anyway? Like, grab everybody. I would hope we would see all of those AI here, right? Also, an AI would be much faster at sifting through and coordinating and allocating all this data to like pinpoint where this thing could be than a human. Someone in the comments said this chick is a human and archaeolog is just a job title. They'd be much more efficient at that than this human who has to look through the actual book to find like the page number. I guess. No, she wouldn't have said that if she knew. She has no idea that Chris Falconer controls Angel Fire. Only the viewer does. If off-screen they briefed her, then she wouldn't have said humans can't use Elder technology, it's too advanced. So from that character's perspective, she's been abruptly kidnapped. We need you to investigate this. Find out what it means. Tell us how to control Angel Fire. The fuck are you talking about? We've been on this planet for whatever, decades, generations. We can't control Angel Fire. It's too advanced. Chris Falconer could. What? Why wouldn't they use all of the AI that are archaeologues? They'd be much faster at this than her. This is like, we have to hit these plot points. Fuck, man, I want to watch a show I like. I don't want to watch a show where I have to keep pausing and every reaction is like 3 hours long. But this doesn't make sense. We have to hit these plot points in order. This is the story we want to tell, and it ends with this set piece. We have to get there. We have to ramp up the tension and give a point for every character, for Dig and for Poe and for Kovac and for Kel and for Kovac and for Jaeger, something for Danica, something for Trep. They all have to have their own individual plot points, and we can ramp the pace up. And as they slowly take care of their individual things, they all build into like the final encounter or whatever it is. It's just not set up properly. And technically, if Kel dies in the construct, nothing should happen. Wouldn't you have already known that? You would have already known that because you burned through a bunch of the people. So if they bounce out of the construct and go back in, hard reset, unplug, replug, they'd be in the same exact construct that they were in before, except maybe on the other side of the rock. The assumption would be they would have to start the trace all over again. Okay. So he's going to stay there while Takeshi gets pulled out, then goes right back in to appear closer to Kovac. So Jaeger can keep that trace going. Okay. Got it. So are elders still alive? If those are like little baby elders, they're still alive? Like, if they didn't kill them, they would have just been little baby elders walking around. They're not actually extinct. Also, if you had what I realized when Tanaseda walks in was like, once he got all that founder money, wouldn't you make the sleeve of the younger you? Like, hey, okay, make me whatever 21-year-old Ziggy. I don't want to be 70-year-old Ziggy where I can't really walk around and my hip hurts all the time and I look old. Like, just like give me my heyday. I thought you were wearing this sleeve because it opens all doors. If you were gonna kill him anyway or like fight him anyway, why do you need his sleeve? His bounty's so... She literally said his bounty... He's the most wanted man on Harlan's. The bounty's so high it opens all doors. If you're just going to fight the people anyway and walk through, what do you need the sleeve for? Yeah, we forgot to spin up... Or we forgot to pull out of virtual all... Whatever, 10 of the added super advanced AI, and we got her. Also, like, again... Fuck, man. They just established the virtual, like the rules for virtual. If I was Danica, literally as soon as this guy walks into the room, you can shoot this Kovac in the leg or the knee. We don't need the body. I just need the stack. I can put you in virtual and get what I want out of you. I don't give a fuck about the body. Like, You're the most wanted man on Harlan's, and this whole show is based around the concept of the stack is what makes you you, not the sleeve you're wearing. Would she really have any qualms about immediately just shooting this Kovac? I'd fucking have drool coming out of my mouth. So it's implied that the Elder had merged with other people. The Hand, the two archaeologues, and then eventually they die above Kel, which means other people had made it into that room before they blew up that wall, which means Kel, who spent her whole life dealing with the mind, was able to control the Elder or come to terms with the Elder. Why would Kel agree to do this, though? Also, if she fucks up virtual and Kel dies in real life, she doesn't get her body. If she goes off in virtual and fucks up the construct, Kel's dead. Then why did you make the deal with it? How can you say you should have let her kill me? You broke a promise. Wouldn't you have broken the promise if you didn't kill them by you dying beforehand? Dude, am I just like being nitpicky here? If the Elder doesn't give a fuck about the construct, it can go in and out of the construct freely, and it doesn't care that it's trapped in a construct, right? Imagine Jaeger's not in there and it's just gonna infect Jaeger. Imagine that didn't happen. Why is the Elder even acting like she has to fight Kovac to get back Kel if she already knows? Yeah, I don't really give a fuck. I'll just let you little peon do your thing and think that this is gonna work, and then as soon as we're done here, I'll just take her back over again. I understand, okay, they might not know the full extent of the Elder's power, but the Elder should. And if the Elder doesn't care that it's trapped in, we trapped it in VR, we'll all burn. With the assumption being, no, it doesn't care that it's in VR, it can still infect people. So then, why does it even need to fight Kovac? It can make its way back to Kel without fighting Kovac. So then when Jaeger says finish the mission, they're just beyond there. Okay. They pull him out so he can find them in the reel while he's tracing them. Okay. But again, just like the other 4 times it's happened in the show, he's gonna tell him, whatever, get on the ground, Praetorians here, Protectorate here, and then he's going to kill all of them. Like, he's not going to turn. They're just... But they already know where you are. Right, so let's fight them, and then let's fight them off, use our AI Gatling guns, and then we'll disable you. You don't need to do it right now. We need your firepower. Maybe help me, shoot. Do you want to grab a virtual shotgun? We virtually make out right now. Really could have used the help here. Dude, this guy's so good, man. And again, I get it. But this whole episode and the episode before it, I think he's not glitched once. I get it. It ruins the pacing. But, it just disappeared. If they already know where they are, why is he still in the construct? Wouldn't the tech pull him out? I thought Kovac, Asian Kovac, was being bounced out to go back in to find Kovac in the construct here. And Jaeger was staying in the construct so they could trace them. But that's right, they put a trace on Dig. So do they even need to do this? They already have a trace on Dig. And what happens if Jaeger wasn't here? Would it have actually worked? The Elder's just trapped? No, we can just trap Elders in VR. No, you can do that. That's the thing you can do. If Jaeger doesn't show up here, oh no, don't show it. Don't show it. No. Please no. Okay. Just give me the... No. I don't like that they actually showed the elder. I would have been okay with them showing the face. It would have been better if they didn't show anything and it just showed the actor's face as he looked off at something and we could see something like moving in the shadows, and then you see like something jump him but you can't actually make it out, and then he wakes up and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Showing it like, I think it's showing the monster makes it less cool. Why did they even need to go into the construct if they had a trace on dig? Why was Jaeger still in the construct? What would have happened if Jaeger wasn't in the construct? Does the elder just chill in that firewall forever? I don't know. I think I get it now, though. I think I get why people were like... I wonder what your reaction to this episode, to this series is going to be, because it's different than the first one. I think I get it now. I think I get it now. We got one more episode. It's just, it feels like, and people were saying that Rey in the first season was created by the showrunners, not by the novelist. And I have to imagine a similar thing has happened here. Or they are now still trying to deal with some of the stuff that they've written in the first season, because Kel was an amalgam of a bunch of people, and so was Rey. And some of those issues just like spiral off into bigger and bigger problems that you don't necessarily foresee. When you first read the script and you're like, okay, we kind of have to consolidate some characters. We only have 45 minutes to do these episodes. We can't really have all of these characters. It's going to be way too much for the viewer in these 45-minute sections to do this. We have to change the stuff in order to make it fit a visual medium. Totally get it. You can't really recognize all of the repercussions that these changes are going to have when you try and streamline or change or put your own twist onto the medium. But like, I think that's what's happening here, is you have excellent source material, and then you have some changes either to make it fit as a series, or, hey, this is how we're going to update it for 2020. We got to change these things, or just whatever it may be. And those changes are not on the same caliber, and you kind of have to like intertwine them together to make your story work. And it just like, it's kind of cracking, falling apart again, which is a shame. There's one more episode. They're going to have a big fight with Carrera and the Elder and whatever.